welcome. Please remain standing if you're able. And when the National Anthem will be performed by Rebecca Mitchell, who we're very proud to say is a member of the class of 2020.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
My name is David Ellis. It's my pleasure to welcome everyone. I'm the college's executive vice president, and it is with great pleasure that I welcome you to a very special day. Now, this is a celebration. This should not be somber, and we need to have some energy in the room because a lot of people in our community haven't been to a president's inauguration, and this is a special one of our own. So it's with pleasure I welcome you to the historic day of the inauguration of the college's 11th president, Nancy P. Crimmin, and I think we start with one now. And I'll say to my Becker colleagues, for all of you who know me, you should have taken the under. It's always inside baseball. It's always an honor to introduce members of our faculty, and in this case, a real champion of our students and an expert in the area of global studies. It is with great pleasure that I introduce the Reverend Dr. Deborah Polito-Fontaine, who will deliver the invocation.
Welcome, everyone. It is certainly an honor to deliver the invocation on behalf of our gathering today. We express deep gratitude and joy for this moment in Becker's history as we celebrate the inauguration of Dr. Nancy P. Crimmin as 11th president of this college. Dr. Crimmin has served and will continue to serve this community with her energy, passion, and dedication in fostering student success and well-being. Dr. Crimmin, each of us is dedicated along with you to serve you, guided by your leadership and inspiration as we carry out and live the core values of this institution. Together, we commit to moving forward and shaping each generation of students that pass through our doors in acquiring minds and hearts to be the best they can be and to embrace their authentic selves as they make decisions and set goals to promote the common good and greater good in this world. We pray to the eternal Spirit that resides in our hearts that the work we do here each and every day will build a better Becker, a better tomorrow. And we know this will surely come to fruition because we have a leader. As the philosopher Ralph Waldo Emerson stated, does not follow where the path may lead, but instead goes where there is no path and leaves a trail. As an inspiring role model, especially to our female students and first-generation students, Dr. Crimmin embodies an inclusive spirit, one that permeates through our curricular, co-curricular, and extracurricular programs and activities. Dr. Crimmin, we pledge ourselves to be trailblazers with you. You are not alone. May the God of all humanity guide you in the days to come with wisdom, courage, and a renewed vision, a vision that encompasses consideration in all that we do here, carries value to our students and to their success in life. May you and your work as president of Becker College be blessed now and always. Amen.
Thank you, Deborah. It's now my pleasure to introduce the chair of the college's Board of Trustees, Christine Cassidy. Ms. Cassidy, who is the Senior Vice President and Chief Communications Officer at Fallon Health, became a member of the college's board in 2015, and she's also a proud graduate from what we now call the School of Graduate and Professional Studies. Ladies and gentlemen, it was a great pleasure. I introduce you to the chairwoman of the board, Christine Cassidy.
Thank you, Dr. Ellis. Welcome, everyone. Greetings to the Becker College Board of Trustees, today's distinguished speakers, today's recipients of the college's first ever Citation of Excellence, neighbors, representatives of Leicester, Worcester, and other Massachusetts communities, business leaders, government officials, representatives from colleges and universities, friends of the college, fellow alumni, faculty and staff, and most of all, Becker College students. Thank you all for being here to take part in another extraordinary milestone in the special and unique history of Becker College. It's an honor and a joy to welcome you to this remarkable occasion. I first met Dr. Crimmin when I was a student, an adult learner, determined to finally achieve what had been an elusive college degree. It wasn't an easy task, balancing personal and professional responsibilities. But I was supported and encouraged by friends and family, and also by so many within the Becker College community. Their support was grounded in a genuine belief in the college's mission and core values. And when I first met Nancy, it was clear that through her leadership and her passion for student achievement, she was setting an indelible tone for all to follow. This tone gave me the strength to see the finish line, to persevere, and to remain focused. I joined the Board of Trustees just after I finished my last class. It was an incredible experience in my life to be both a graduate and a trustee at that commencement ceremony. And it was even more incredible to be able to thank Nancy for the role she played in helping me achieve this important milestone in my life. Today, I am filled with joy, pride, and hope for this important milestone in Nancy's life. When the need arose to find a new president for Becker College, fortunately for the college community, the Board of Trustees didn't have to look far. Nancy's achievements throughout her career had positioned and prepared her well for the role. But what was perhaps more compelling was the overwhelming support we heard for her loud and clear from a variety of constituents who represented not just the campus community, but also the broader community that supports Becker College. In particular, I remember speaking with some students who were consistent in their positive comments about Nancy's accessibility, her clear commitment to academic achievement, how she leads by example when it comes to Becker's core values, and her determination in continuing to work towards and secure the strongest path to success for the college. Having gotten to know Nancy over the past few years, the feedback was certainly not surprising, but it was most definitely reassuring to know that in Nancy, we had a leader who was the epitome of ready, willing, and able when it came to taking on the responsibility of becoming the 11th president of Becker College. Nancy, on behalf of the Becker College Board of Trustees, thank you for your continued authentic leadership, your steadfast support of Becker's vision, mission, and core values, and your unwavering commitment to your students and the college community. And as chair of the board, I would like to thank her for being such a great partner and collaborator, and I look forward to working with her to further advance Becker's mission and strengthen its position for continued success going forward.
Thank you, Christine. At this time, I was going to have the pleasure of introducing our next speaker, Congressman James Mcgovern, who represents the 2nd District of Massachusetts, has been a longtime friend and supporter of the college, and he shows up from time to time throughout a school year, and we really appreciate that. Unfortunately, he was called back to Washington, D.C. I'm not sure if there's anything going on down there at this time, and is unable to join us. He was able to send his congratulations, however, directly to the president. So I've had the pleasure of introducing our next speaker more than one time, and so now it gives me a really special pleasure to introduce the next speaker. The Commonwealth of Massachusetts is fortunate to have the leadership and the dedication of the Lieutenant Governor Polito. Every day she works hard for us. She works hard for the children, families, and the communities of Massachusetts. She was sworn in for a 2nd term as the 72nd Lieutenant Governor of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts on January 3rd of 19, and after a first term focused on moving Massachusetts forward, they've had success with bipartisan, results-driven leadership. Working in partnership with Governor Charlie Baker, Lieutenant Governor Polito has been committed to growing the state's economy, strengthening public schools, tackling the opioid crisis, supporting cities and towns, and reforming state government. Now, last year, she served as our commencement speaker and received an honorary degree from the college, which I reminded her technically makes her a member of the class of 18, and I don't know if we sent you the annual fund appeal. We will. She's a true friend of the college and a tireless advocate for the citizens of the state. Please join me in welcoming Lieutenant Governor Karyn Polito, who will present a greeting on behalf of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts.
Thank you so much. Thank you. That was great. Yes. That was terrific. I am so happy to be an honorary member of the class of 2018. Home of the Hawks. That's for you back there. I figured just want to make sure you're all awake back there on the bleachers. After all, it is Friday, so you should be after a long week, but a great weekend to look forward to. I am so honored to be here with obviously faculty, friends of Becker College, the board of directors. I got to give a shout out to my cousin Fran Polito, who's been one of your longest board members, to alum, to members of this community, to students. It's really a great day to take a moment to celebrate the great milestones and achievements of this wonderful institution. It's great to be here with Dr. Crimmin's family and to share with you in this great moment. I would also like to acknowledge that Chief Sargent is here, Worcester Police Chief, good friend to this school, and I know to the Kremen family, and also just a shout out to the now retired Chief, Jim Hurley, who you'll be hearing from in a little while. To our friends in law enforcement, we are eternally grateful for your service and sacrifice. I will miss sharing the stage with our congressman, but very happy that he's doing the work that he needs to be doing. But I'm very happy to also be here on the stage with my colleague in government, Senator Michael Moore. And I think as I come to this moment to celebrate with you, I just want to think about the great responsibility that you have as an institution. I was doing a little homework on my way here to read about Becker's history. And apparently you have a very long history, being one of the oldest academic institutions in the country. In fact, the third to start up, being here rooted in Massachusetts. You can see why that might be. But at the same time, one of your early benefactors who I've come to read about is Moses Gill. Moses founded the Leicester Academy, which merged into the institution, which is obviously now known as Becker. His family had an estate in Princeton, and I was particularly pleased to see that he served as the 4th Lieutenant Governor of the Commonwealth. And as I come to this podium, being the 72nd Lieutenant Governor, it's really a nice full circle for this position. But over 235 years of very deep roots here in this Commonwealth of Massachusetts, and in particular in central Massachusetts, a place that I'm particularly proud of, having grown up here and now raising my 2 children with my husband here in central Massachusetts. So it's with great honor that I come to celebrate you. And at the same time, as you think about the roots and the history and of all those who've come before you in this institution, you have to also take note and be very, very proud that you are also one of our most innovative and creative institutions in this country. That is to be commended. Now, that just doesn't happen, right? You have leadership in this institution that has always thought about that. How are we going to be relevant? How are we going to be current? Having over 40 degrees that you offer, degree programs that completely connect with the economy, with the growth in our economy, with emerging and new industries. So you've constantly innovated well over 200 years to be current and be essential to the workforce development that's needed here in this Commonwealth to be able to continue to grow and create the opportunities that people need to be attached to in their lives. When I think about the first, Massachusetts certainly is a first in many areas, certainly education and healthcare in this innovation economy. But you at Becker have firsts to call your own. You are the first in the United States to have an esports management degree program. That's amazing. For any of you back there that are in this program, I wish you much success. To have Mass Digi, the Mass Digital Institute here at Becker, the third in the world for game design, is really remarkable. I've had an opportunity to visit with the students at their program on the campus in Worcester. Just amazing work that they're doing. And as the mother of 2 teenagers, I completely understand the value of a good video game, right? But it's just really not only the game, but the practical application that digital apps will have in healthcare, and the way people will access information will long be needed in the future. The fact that you have made, across your endowment now, 100% social impact incorporated into your endowment strategy, that's amazing. There are very few institutions that have that social impact strategy. I'm particularly excited about the Colleen Barrett Center, which was opened just last year. When I think about this red-hot economy, I still see too many people, especially in our urban core, that don't have the opportunity or access to the best education and to the best paying jobs here in this Commonwealth. And through an institute like this, you'll be able to work with our colleagues in government to close these achievement gaps, close these opportunity gaps, something that's critically important and something that I'm passionate about, having been the product of a family that immigrated to this Commonwealth looking for opportunity and a better life. So I see great things coming out of the Colleen Barrett Center that we can look toward as examples to leverage and scale in other places. The final point I'd like to make is, when you think about these degree programs and the academic programs that the faculty focuses on, the skills that are needed, the technical skills, especially for the emerging industries and jobs here, all that's essential, right? That's all part of your degree. But when you think about how fast the economy is changing the workplaces of tomorrow, could be over the next 10, 20, 30 years, the idea that you will be in the same job, students graduating today, in the next 10 or 20 years is probably not a reality, right? So the idea of this agile mindset is really unique to this institution. It's a real credit to all of you to understand the idea of developing those soft skills, the idea of being open to other kinds of jobs that might come to you, and be able to adapt and be agile enough to transfer your skills and your learning and your experience with the confidence that you need to grab onto those opportunities that come your way is really, really special. And I think as you confer degrees on your graduates, that's perhaps the most valuable gift of all, as they leave with their diploma and go out into the world to begin their jobs and their careers, to know that with that mindset, they will be able to take on so much in their lives. Now, we're here to celebrate a very special woman. And one of the reasons I wanted to be here is to celebrate that another first for you is to have your first female president. I'm so excited. Along with Christine, who is your chair of the board, I think they're quite a force. And I'm just really pleased to see in academia as well that leadership and women are coming up through the ranks attain this high position to be able to make an impact, to be able to show by example what's possible, and to be an inspiration to others to try and work hard and advance through organizations and institutions to become a leader, so that you can have that seat at that table and make a positive difference. Just an amazing career, as you heard, over 30 years steeped in academic experiences. Bringing it to Becker is really a tremendous gift that Dr. Crimmin has brought here. And I'd say last year, I was particularly proud to be your commencement speaker and to share in the excitement for the families and students that graduated. But I want to just share with you something on a personal level, because, and many women can recognize this who have careers and trying to balance a whole lot in your lives. When we were finishing up the commencement last year, I remember exiting through the recessional and saying goodbye to Dr. Crimmin. And she literally was taking her robe and she said, I gotta go. I gotta get in the car and travel west, I believe it was west, to see my son's baseball game. And I said, go, don't miss a minute, and go fast so you're on time and you get there for him. And it just said to me, this is the real deal. You know, this is a woman who has worked really hard at her career, bringing all the passion and energy to this position and all the positions she's held to this pinnacle moment, but also raising a family, being a good mom, being available is all part of that. And she would probably say that she didn't do it alone, that she had a great teammate and a great family to support her, which is often the case. But I think that's also something to celebrate today. When you see a woman so experienced, so hardworking and intelligent, be able to balance all of that in life, I think that makes a big statement. I remember early on in my career, there was someone that gave me advice, and I was really energetic to do a lot of things, and they said, well, you can do all those things, but you can't just have them all at once. And I said, darn, that's just not gonna work for me. You kind of have to embrace it all at once, because that's exactly what was coming my way. So when I see women chase their dreams and follow their passions and put it all together, it's really worth taking a moment to celebrate just that. It is a great honor to see your success, Dr. Crimmin, and I just want to thank you for giving so much to this institution, to Central Massachusetts, and the great Commonwealth of Massachusetts. You are making history today.
Thank you very much. Now, I'm also honored to introduce another one of our representatives, State Senator Michael Moore. It's great out here in Central Mass that the people who represent us at the state level and in the federal level, they actually come to the campus, so we actually get to know these people, and we're very grateful that you're willing to come and speak today. Senator Moore was elected to represent the people of the 2nd Worcester District in the Massachusetts Senate in November of 2008. Born and raised in the area, he has devoted his entire adult life to public service as a former law enforcement officer, environmental investigator, and town selectman. And he has, as I previously indicated, an accomplished record of giving back to this community. So please join me in welcoming Senator Moore, who will deliver a greeting on behalf of the Massachusetts Senate.
Good afternoon. It's an honor to be here today as we usher in a new era for Becker College. I guess you'd call it the Crimmin era. For Becker College, its students, and the entire educational community. Becker has always been a special place here in the heart of Massachusetts. Today we gather to turn a new page to a new chapter of the college's history, one that we can all be proud of. I've often looked to Becker College and institutions that are part of the Worcester Consortium as innovative examples of how higher education institutions are developing long-term relationships between faculty, students, and the community as a whole, and our business community. Becker is not only a valued and respected higher education resource for students, it has become an important part of the fabric of central Massachusetts. It comes as no surprise that the school has been listed by the Princeton Review as a best college for undergraduate education for 6 consecutive years. The college has also worked hard over the years to become a state leader in preparing students for careers in dozens of fields, ranging from nursing all the way through, and I guess I will say from a father of a 14-year-old who I can't get off the Xbox, to fields in video game design and esports management. So they've taken that agile mindset and they've really looked to promoting skills and that our students are going to need for the jobs of the future. The philosophy of an agile mindset continues to propel this institution forward. Becker prepares students for the future while leveraging private and public partnerships. And the mission of an agile mindset has become a mantra, which President Crimmin will continue to guide the school in the years to come. As a legislator and as the former chair of the Joint Committee on Higher Education, I understand the importance of strong leadership in our colleges and universities here in Massachusetts. Strengthening our Commonwealth begins with providing, is the Hawk? All the students back there with the proper support and opportunities to achieve their personal, educational, and professional goals. We live in a new era of higher education that focuses on technology-based learning, community-based experience, and early job placement opportunities. Guided by administrators with the vision and the experience to adapt to these new changing times. I am proud to recognize President Crimmin as a leader and visionary who is committed to achieving these objectives. She possesses the motivation, tenacity, and commitment to helping all students achieve their academic and career pursuits. Her inauguration also comes at a time when a college degree has become a necessity in this competitive economy. An active member of the community, President Crimmin has continued to bridge the gap between the classroom and the real-life application of lessons taught in the classroom. She has maintained a deep relationship with the college since 2012 and has been recognized by her peers within the field of higher education for her unique approach to strengthening academic programs, student life, and for being a pragmatic and thoughtful leader. I think I speak for many here when I say I am very much looking forward to seeing how Becker College grows and develops under her leadership. With that said, I would like to congratulate the Becker College family for welcoming their new president and to President Crimmin, I offer my sincere respect and appreciation for your commitment to making Becker College a leader in higher education and looking forward to working with you as a partner in the legislature. Congratulations and thank you and welcome to the Becker College.
Thank you, Senator Moore. And I've said this on more than one occasion. I would encourage the Lieutenant Governor's children and your children to keep playing video games. We are now honored to welcome two speakers who will deliver a greeting on behalf of the community. Jan and Mark Fuller are lifelong residents of Boylston and dedicated to serving these communities. Jan was on the Board of Trustees of Assumption, it's another area college, I think, for 12 years. I'm not going to look at the president, and holds an honorary doctoral degree from Assumption as well. Her passion for musical theater has led her to a long-time position as a board member and the treasurer of the Calliope Productions in Boylston. For the past 14 years, Mark has been a senior sales representative at Benefit Development Group in Worcester, now called Risk Strategies Company, which offers all types of business insurance, and I will say takes very, very good care of Becker College. He has extensive nonprofit board work, including the Worcester Art Museum, the Worcester Education Collaborative, Ecotarium Museum of Science and Nature, the YMCA of Central Mass, and more. And he is a trustee emeritus of the Massachusetts College of Pharmacy and Health Sciences. The Fullers have a very strong connection to Becker, and as many in the room know, in 2012, we opened the George F. and Sybil H. Fuller Campus Center up the hill where you started earlier on this campus, better known to our students and staff as the Fuller Campus Center or simply Fuller. It's a lasting tribute to the foundation named for Mark's great-great-uncle, George F. Fuller, and his wife, Sybil. At the time the building was dedicated, the George F. and Sybil H. Fuller Foundation, and think about this, had been making grants in Worcester and the surrounding communities for 50 years. And that was 7 years ago. So ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Jan and Mark Fuller.
He takes good care of me. Mark and I are so pleased to be here today, and it gives us great pleasure to extend our personal greetings and those of the community at large as we celebrate Dr. Crimmin's leadership here at Becker College. As we look at the theme of this inauguration, it's easy to see how Nancy's leadership fits into each category of authenticity, commitment, and vision. The Nancy Crimmin we have come to know is a person who is true to her word, dedicated to her students, and is inspired to look into the future with imagination and an insightful eye. After reading through the recent copy of the Becker magazine, it's so exciting to learn about the initiatives that President Crimmin is bringing to the students at Becker College. She definitely has her finger on the pulse of the ever-changing challenges facing a small but exceptional college like Becker. It's hard to believe the many events on campus and around the city that she attends. Her commitment to the students is evident in her overwhelming support and constant desire to find new ways to guide them through her innovative leadership. It was actually through Becker College that we first learned of the college's support of the Be Like Brit orphanage in Haiti. This past September, Mark and I had the pleasure of traveling to the orphanage in Grand Guave, Haiti, with Nancy, Christine Cassidy, the chair of the Board of Trustees, and Debbie Polito Fontaine, Becker College Executive Director for Global Initiatives. Debbie has made many, many trips to the orphanage, and this was our 4th trip, but Nancy and Christine had never been there before. Now, Mark and I talked about this, and we've always heard that you can learn a lot about a person if you travel with them. Traveling to a third world country that is also the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere is not the easiest trip one can take. It poses risks, requires much patience, and you must be prepared to leave all of the comforts of home at home. However, the rewards of such a trip are unimaginable. That the Nancy we spent those 5 days with is someone we will always call our friend. We got to witness Nancy's strength of character and her compassion. She showed a great understanding of responsibility and how to bring it to bear. Although the problems of that country seem insurmountable, each of us felt that progress is being made. The Be Like Brit Orphanage is nothing short of a miracle, and Nancy and Christine got to see how much has been done, not only for the 66 children who live there, but for the entire community of Grand Guave. Becker College has been a huge part of the success of BLB by sending students there on mission trips and by supporting the staff of the orphanage with training and education. And we confirm today that we are confident that Becker College will continue to be a significant resource to BLB under President Crimmin's leadership. In speaking to one of Nancy's past colleagues, we were told that, and I quote, "Of Nancy's many talents, perhaps the most impressive is her ability to problem solve. She is a get-it-done kind of leader who quickly assesses a strategy and makes things happen. We were told that even when she was confronted with a particularly challenging project, quote, she takes things on and is highly successful in achieving the best possible outcome. Whatever Nancy undertakes, she does so with grace and humility while remembering to acknowledge the efforts of others as well," end quote. This is high praise for sure. We are so honored and proud to be able to extend the warmest welcome to Nancy. We have come to know her as a friend, as a leader, and as someone we admire and respect. On behalf of the entire community, we wish her all the best as she continues her tenure as president of Becker College. We can't wait to see what comes next as we follow and support her as she leads Becker College into the future. Thank you.
Thanks, Mark and Jan. It's now time to introduce our speakers who will deliver greetings on behalf of the Becker College community. So first, our faculty, and we have an excellent faculty. They're sitting over here, and they don't get enough credit for what they do, so let's give them a little here. I'm pleased to introduce Dr. Nuno Carrera, who will deliver a greeting on behalf of the Becker College faculty. Dr. Carrera is an assistant professor of veterinary sciences. He's a chair of the Department of Equine Studies. He's a staff veterinarian at the college's Lenfest Animal Health Center, and he's also chair of the Faculty Senate. Few jobs, you know. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Carrera to the podium.
Good afternoon, everyone. As Dr. Ellis pointed out at the top of the program, this is a happy occasion, so I think we need some energy. We need to lift up the energy here. So what I'd like to do is, when I say Becker, you say Hawks, okay? We can do that. Faculty, I want your participation. There's gonna be a participation grade, so I'm looking over there, okay? You ready? Oh, somebody had a sign. There was a Nancy sign in the middle here. There we go. There's two Nancy signs. There we go. All right, here we go. Becker. Hawks. Becker. Hawks. Becker. Hawks. Great, thank you. Thank you for that. It is a sincere privilege and honor to stand here and share this great occasion, the inauguration of Dr. Nancy Crimmin as the 11th president of Becker College, and to extend greetings to President Crimmin on behalf of the faculty. Becker College can trace its historical roots to the founding of Leicester Academy in 1784. In a time that afforded women few opportunities to seek higher education, the earliest documented presence of female students at the academy is found in the diaries of student Ruth Henshaw, who attended the academy in 1791. Ruth would later become the early 19th century portrait artist, Ruth Henshaw Miles Bascom. Today, Becker College prides itself in being a community that finds strength in diversity and values all people and their perspective. As a professor in the School of Animal Studies, I have the privilege of teaching, training, and mentoring the next generation of veterinary scientists, most of whom are women. It may be long overdue, but Becker College is fortunate to have a president who not only represents all our students, but is also an exemplary role model for the young women at this college. Dr. Crimmin joined Becker College in 2012 as the Vice President for Student Affairs. In that role, she dedicated her energy and wisdom to advancing student support services and promoting a safe, diverse, and inclusive campus community. 4 years later, she was promoted to Senior Vice President and Chief Academic Officer and Student Affairs Officer, which allowed her to work more closely with faculty. During that transition, faculty members were quick to notice her commitment to open dialogue and collaboration. Some of the same descriptors come up in conversation when referring to Dr. Crimmin: energetic, a good listener, approachable, committed to excellence, and a person of high integrity. Needless to say, it has been a smooth transition for all. President Crimmin, on behalf of the faculty at Becker College, we offer you our sincere congratulations on your Inauguration Day. We look forward to collaborating with you in advancing the college's mission by providing a transformative learning experience for our students. After all, whether we work inside the classroom or outside the classroom, we are all here with one purpose, and that is to serve our students. Thank you.
I'll try it. Becker. I don't have the touch. I know. The president's already talking behind me. Not the first time. Promise is a promise. First and foremost, we're here for our students. And what truly drives the college experience for our students is found in our faculty and in our staff. So those of us who work at Becker, be it in or out of the classroom, spend more hours of a given day here than anywhere else. So you can imagine how important the Office of Human Resources is, the Office of People, if you will, and how important it is to the college's success. Our next speaker is one of the college's longtime community secret weapons. She has worked here for the past 43 years, serving in all kinds of roles. She was the registrar. She worked in financial aid. She worked in student housing. She's been an academic advisor. And for a long period of time, she's been the leader in human resources, often as the only human resource professional. I can tell you from long experience, she is one of the best. Dr. Crimmin is now the 6th president she's worked for, although I think we were calculating earlier, she's also worked for like 3 interim presidents over her time at the college. And so it gives me a very great pleasure to introduce Kathy Garvey, who is the college's Associate Vice President for Human Resources, who will deliver a greeting on behalf of the Becker College staff.
Dr. Ellis is very kind. Thank you. Good afternoon. Trustees of the college, esteemed guests, members of the Kremen family and friends, and most of all, the Becker College faculty, staff, and students. On behalf of the staff and administration of the college, I want to enthusiastically welcome Dr. Nancy Crimmin as our 11th president. In 2012, the college initiated a search for a vice president of student affairs. A search committee was convened under the chairmanship of Dr. David Ellis. The resulting applicant pool was impressive. We proceeded with the initial review of candidates with the goal of narrowing the pool to 6 or 7 individuals for phone interviews. A candidate with a long and successful tenure at Assumption College was among those chosen. Ultimately, an unsolicited recommendation from one of my respective colleagues at Assumption, as well as an excellent telephone interview and an extremely impressive on-campus visit, affirmed the committee's belief that Becker College would indeed be fortunate to hire Dr. Crimmin for this position. The committee wasn't wrong. Nancy, since 2012, you have committed yourself to the tasks at hand. Your strategic leadership has impressed and inspired us, and we look forward to watching your vision for Becker College as it unfolds as our president. As our mission states, the college is truly a community committed to helping our students prepare to contribute to a global society, a society that is increasingly changing. We have seen you live this mission every day since you arrived on campus. Your steadfast commitment to the ideals of Becker College and its students serve as a guide for all of us to work toward every day. I am privileged to have worked at the college for 43 years and have worked under 6 presidents. Each president has brought unique perspectives and skill to the role. However, the educational landscape is changing. Leaders at small private institutions must embrace strengthening the academic and global institutional profile, be resourceful, flexible, and agile, as well as being engaged, approachable, and authentic. Dr. Crimmin is such a leader. Nancy, as you approach your formal inauguration, you do so with the best wishes of the administration and staff. We pledge our continuing support, and we wish you both professional achievement and personal fulfillment as you continue to lead Becker College in these times of great challenges and great opportunities. Thank you.
Thank you, Kathy. She really is one of the best. Students first, as the commitment President Nancy Crimmin profoundly believes in, and through her leadership, each and every one of us in this community is dedicated to working together to provide the best learning and living environment for each and every one of our students. And so, most importantly, here to offer greeting on behalf of Becker College students is Adriana Dowdy, class of 2019, a phenomenal stellar, I think phenomenal actually if you've seen her play basketball, student athlete who is majoring in business administration. Please join me in welcoming Adriana.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Adriana Dowdy. I'm a student athlete majoring in business administration with a concentration in sports management with a minor in psychology. I am honored to be here today to deliver a greeting on behalf of Becker College students. I came to Becker as a freshman when Dr. Nancy Crimmin was our vice president, and now she is our president. Under her leadership, much has happened. There's been a tremendous change within the culture of our school. This has been absolutely a wonderful experience, and I am sure more is to come. From supporting our student athletes to supporting our club events like the Black Student Union and the Campus Activities Board, Dr. Crimmin is dedicated to seeing change and helping Becker grow. I can also add from a student athlete perspective that she is our #1 fan and supporter, showing up at many of our games to cheer us on. That kind of support means so much to me, my teammates, and all the student athletes at Becker College. On a personal note, to see a woman in a non-traditional role as the president of a college is meaningful to me. It inspires me to continue working on my goals for the future. Quite simply, Dr. Crimmin cares about Becker College and every single student. Even though I will be graduating this May from Becker, I will then be an alum, and I cannot wait to see what the future has in store. President Crimmin, I am honored to welcome you on behalf of the students. We have seen your energy, witnessed your dedication to us, and applaud your commitment to connecting with us, to listening to us, to cheering us on, and wanting the very best from each of us. We see this, and we support you wholeheartedly. Students, the time you have at Becker is precious. Savor each moment. Challenge yourself to be the best, and remember, there are many people here who believe in you. But perhaps your greatest supporter is President Nancy Crimmin. President Crimmin, we as a student body are forever grateful to you. We, your students, stand ready to work with you to continue to advance Becker College, a place we call home. Thank you.
Thank you, Adriana. As I was listening to you, I decided I am going to go off the script, and I want our students to stand up, because I want everybody in here to thank the students who come to the college. If you could see them, they're in rainbow colors, but I'm trying to save a little money on electricity, so. The final greeting will be delivered by Lauren Barry, President of Becker College Alumni Association's board. And this is a special honor. I think this may be the 4th or 5th time I've been able to be in a position to introduce Lauren. Ms. Barry, who graduated from Becker in 2010, earned a BS in Business Administration with a management concentration. She was also a member of the college's equestrian team. She currently serves as a product marketing manager at Brightcover, focused on the digital marketing business unit. Well, please join me in welcoming one of our proud alumni, Lauren Barry.
On behalf of the nearly 22,000 alumni of Becker College, Becker Junior College, and Leicester Junior College, it is an honor to be with you today as we celebrate the inauguration of Dr. Nancy Crimmin as the 11th president of Becker College. I fully believe that alumni are the stewards of a college. Becker College offers such a diverse group of alumni, from nurses to veterinarians, game designers, police and law enforcement, and product marketing managers like myself, and so much more. Though President Crimmin's new mission and strategic goals of the college, I know I can take our Alumni Association to the next level. By growing the expertise and enthusiasm of our alumni, we can provide current and prospective students with information and advice and create opportunities for fellow alums to meet, build relationships, and reconnect with the college. They can also return to Becker as members of the faculty, staff, trustees, and even parents. In fact, my mother went to the Leicester Junior College, and in most beliefs, certainly based on facts. The first time I met Dr. Crimmin, I was the interim alumni president and the final speaker of the class of 2016's graduation. To say I was nervous was an understatement. Since I was speaking last, I had the whole graduation to sit in my nervous state. I was seated right there next to Dr. Crimmin in the front row. It was the first time I learned that she also had a niche for fashion, and shoes in particular. I don't know if it was to calm my nerves or just to have a small chat on the stage, but we watched everyone's shoes walk across in front of us, debating on who would fall and who would not. Needless to say, everyone was good. When I heard that Dr. Crimmin was named Becker College president, I was ecstatic. Her commitment to students, her involvement in the college community, and her obvious delight to be in being Becker's president has given Becker College new momentum. In addition, she understands, appreciates the need for a strong alumni community. and how alumni can contribute to the character and the health of the college. Under her lead, the college has been holding alumni events around the country with huge success. I feel privileged to have been a Becker College student and equally privileged to be an alumni of an institution that values and actively encourages alumni to remain engaged in the day-to-day life and the future of the college. President Crimmin, on behalf of the Becker College Alumni Association, we welcome your leadership and we look forward to working with you in the years ahead.
Thanks, Lauren. When the word shoes came up, which you couldn't see from back there, but I could, you had three Kremen men in the front here rolling their eyes. At this time, I'd like to invite back to the podium the Becker College Board Chair, Christine Cassidy, and the President, Nancy Crimmin, to come back to the podium for the awarding of the college's Citation of Excellence.
Launched as part of President Crimmin's inauguration, the President's Citation of Excellence recognizes the extraordinary contributions of individuals who embody the college's core values, are dedicated to their community, and distinguish themselves through such qualities as leadership, innovation and creativity, and service to others. This recognition is honored by the President's Citation of Excellence and is given to individuals for the significant impact they have had in transforming lives and communities. Would Che Anderson please join us on stage?
Che Anderson, it is my pleasure to recognize you for the college's first Citation of Excellence for your dedication and commitment to the Worcester community. Beyond your work as project manager for the City of Worcester, you are dedicated to transforming arts and culture in the city. This past August, you were recognized as a 40 under 40 by the Worcester Business Journal. Kate Harry, one of the 40 under 40 judges, said this about you, quote, "Don't take your eyes off what Che is doing because everything he does in the city turns to gold," end quote. Becker College could not agree more. You co-founded Powwow Worcester, an organization that works with artists to creatively transform public spaces through the city. You played a lead role in the Worcester 100 campaign, coordinated the introduction of the World War II Citizens of Color Honor Roll in Lincoln Square, oversaw refurbishing the Civil War and World War II memorials on the Worcester Common, and much more. Your dedication to enhancing the lives of those in our community epitomizes what it means to be an engaged and contributing member of the community. Che Anderson, on behalf of the Becker College community and Becker College Board of Trustees, we are pleased to present you with this Citation of Excellence.
Our second President's Citation of Excellence will be awarded to James Hurley, retired Police Chief of the Leicester Police Department. Would Police Chief James Hurley please join us on stage?
Chief Hurley, for more than a decade, you served the town of Leicester as its police chief. During this time, you provided extraordinary leadership, conveyed a dedicated commitment to your citizens, and above all, ensured a high level of integrity in all that you and your staff did. Just 6 weeks before your retirement, you faced great challenge when the small suburban town of Leicester became central Massachusetts' epicenter for recreational marijuana sales, right down the road. Your community of 11,000 people saw an influx of thousands of visitors, and you and your department were called upon to address the concerns of your citizens. You were thrown into the media spotlight. The Boston Globe even featured a story on you, but you rose to the challenge and devised a successful solution that mitigated the impact on your community effectively. In the Boston Globe article, you were quoted as saying, "I answer to the community, and we've always tried to be transparent, to put everything out there that people need to know, and it seems to have worked out well for us," end quote. In addition, Becker College is extremely grateful for the positive partnership we have had with you, and one we will continue to have with your department. Chief Hurley, on behalf of the Becker College community and the Becker College Board of Trustees, we are pleased to present you with the Citation of Excellence.
Our next speaker shares much in common with Dr. Crimmin. Both started their higher education careers as residence life housing directors. They each worked their way up the student affairs hierarchy, paying their dues, being responsible for, among other things, student conduct, and ultimately becoming chief student affairs officers. And so I'm honored to introduce my friend and the president's friend, Sheila Murphy, an executive search consultant with Whit Kiefer and a longtime friend and mentor to our president. Sheila has an impressive resume, including Chief Student Affairs Officer at not one but 4 very different New England colleges over a to-be-undisclosed period of years. She then moved into consultancy, where she's built a significant practice recruiting student affairs officers, as well as provosts, and now even presidents. She has a great view and perspective, therefore, what makes a successful campus CEO, given the number of presidents she has personally reported to, as well as helped place in other institutions. So please join me in welcoming Sheila Murphy, who will provide an introduction of our president.
Thank you, Dr. Ellis, a wonderful and longtime student affairs friend from the way back. So members of the Board of Trustees, elected officials from the Worcester area, the faculty, staff, and students of Becker College, to Nancy's mom, the amazing Mrs. Antoinette Papagno, to Bill and Patrick and Jonathan Crimmin, Nancy's 3 main men, and finally to Nancy. What an honor to join you today for this wonderful occasion. I realize it's taken a long time to get to me in today's program, and I am all that's separating you from the reason we're all here, to witness the installation of the 11th president of Becker College, and to wish our friend and colleague, Nancy Crimmin, a smooth and successful continuation of her journey as the inspired leader of this creative, responsive, and to use your word, agile institution. To the board, let me simply say that you made an excellent decision 2 years ago in appointing Nancy to lead this institution. But Nancy's not a stranger here, and she doesn't need to be introduced to this community that she joined with excitement and enthusiasm back in 2012. When Board Chair Christine Cassidy invited me to speak today, she said that in my role as Nancy's longtime friend and mentor, I should present her to the community gathered here. Nancy Papagno first came into my line of vision as a 19-year-old undergraduate student leader at Russell Sage College in Troy, New York, where I was serving as the Vice President for Student Affairs. She was making her mark in that community. She was the only sophomore elected to an all-school leadership role as the Secretary of the Student Government Association. Here's what I remember about that. Student government met on Monday nights, and by the time I got to my office at 8 o'clock on Tuesday morning, the minutes of the meeting of the night before were typed, proofed, copied, stapled, and delivered on my desk. She was, then and now, organized, efficient, and reliable. She got stuff done, and she still gets stuff done. Fast forward a few years to Western Massachusetts, where she was a master's degree candidate at Springfield College, and I was the dean of students at Mount Holyoke College. The student affairs staff there had an annual tradition of hosting a lunch for all the new master's students in Springfield College's renowned student personnel program. And when I walked into the room to greet the group, there was Nancy. That led immediately for us to arrange some graduate internships with our staff, which of course she excelled at. And since that time, close to 30 years ago, we have been in regular touch, sharing personal and professional journeys as friends, colleagues, and confidants. For years, we've had a routine of meeting for long dinners at every restaurant along Route 9 between Worcester and Boston. We would discuss careers and women's leadership, families, good books, travel, the professional aspirations of ourselves and our many mutual friends, and on more than a few occasions, the head-scratching mysteries of the art of raising sons. A conversation with Nancy leads to an examined look at an issue, a creative set of ideas to make things better, a generous spirit guiding herself and others toward a better way, and evidence of a passionate commitment to her family, this institution, and the work she so obviously loves to do. As one of our mutual friends said in discussing Nancy, you don't want to get in her way when there's something to be accomplished for the good of everyone. I think the theme of the inaugural festivities are so well suited to Nancy's leadership, leading with authenticity, commitment, and vision. Nancy is honest and real with herself and with her colleagues. She wants this institution and each person in it to take the time and do the work to find your best self, as she has done. Nancy's incredible success is the result of hard work, high standards, calculated risks, and honest assessments. She is the authentic leader who starts from a place of courage and integrity. She is a collaborative practitioner, an innovative thinker, as someone mentioned earlier, a determined problem solver, and the person who can be counted upon to raise the tough questions. She is fearless in the face of a complicated and messy situation. She is energized by thinking that breaks through old barriers. She instinctively and always acts in the best interests of the students of Becker College. You are led by a president of grit and stamina and a commitment to growth for herself, for all of you, and for this institution, which has come to mean so much to her. Nancy brings her authentic self to work every day. And of course, with Nancy, her authentic self has perfect hair and nails, great clothes, and amazing shoes. It's that authentic self that led the Department of Public Safety to spray paint the presidential parking cone pink, and Nancy loved it. It's that authentic self that allows her to work tirelessly on behalf of this college day and night, and then for her and her loyal and wonderful husband, Bill, to disappear occasionally for a concert or a Patriots game or a visit with the family they care so much about. Nancy lives a full and purposeful life. She gets stuff done. Nancy took on leadership roles in the professional associations that support student affairs and higher education, leading to her expanded national network of student affairs leaders, some of whom join us today. We should all hope that it's a very quiet April afternoon on campuses around Massachusetts, because anybody who's anybody in student affairs is sitting right back there. So we're hoping that things are calm on all the campuses represented here today. Through her work in student affairs, she has put Becker on the map as a place that cares for its students and prepares agile leaders for the challenges they will face in their careers and their lives. She is held in high regard around the country for her leadership and vision, and greetings are coming in from all over the country in honor of her elevation and inauguration as the president today. Those of us who've been working in higher education for a long time have known what the rest of the country has recently been alarmed to learn. Leading a small private college in these times is a formidable challenge. How bold and courageous and wise the Board of Trustees was to have recognized the talents of your student affairs officer, elevated her to your academic and student affairs officer, and ultimately entrusted the whole of Becker College into the hands of this exceptional leader. So, members of the Becker community, it's time for the installation of the 11th president of Becker College, my friend and colleague, Dr. Nancy Papagno-Crimmin.
Yeah, you answer Hawks for the faculty member who grades you, but you won't give me one. Thank you very much, Sheila. That was very nice. Now, at this time, I would like to ask Christine Cassidy, Chair of the Board of Trustees, and Dr. Nancy Crimmin come to the podium.
Becker College is a small, exceptional institution with an amazing history. In fact, very few institutions of higher education have two founding dates. One is in 1784, when Leicester Academy was founded by American revolutionaries John Hancock and Samuel Adams. That school would later evolve into Leicester Junior College. In 1887, ECA Becker opened Becker Business College in downtown Worcester, which later evolved into Becker Junior College. In 1977, Leicester Junior College and Becker Junior College merged, which created today's unique college with two distinct and unified campuses. Over the years, the college has grown through the exceptional leadership of its presidents to become an institution with local, regional, national, and international recognition. Today, in this distinguished company of the Becker College community, our Board of Trustees, government and business leaders, friends of the college, family members, and esteemed guests, we have gathered to confer the office of President on Nancy P. Crimmin. Dr. Kremen brings to this position personal and professional qualities and values that ensure the continued success of Becker College. She is a born leader who not only has a deep commitment to the education we provide, but also to our students. She is an adept administrator who fully understands that her office requires empowering others so they can rise to their highest potential. She embraces the college's vision and mission and shows each and every day the importance and significance of the college's core values. For Dr. Crimmin, her focus is and always will be on the students. Students first is her mantra, which is infused into every office and department on campus. Her goal is to ensure that each student who comes to Becker College can realize their dreams and passions, reach their highest potential, and leave Becker ready, eager, and fully prepared to achieve something great and meaningful in their lives. Since she was elected to the position of president, her achievements have been great. The college's Board of Trustees fully supports Dr. Crimmin and has complete confidence that her leadership will ensure that Becker thrives today and in the future. It is now my honor to bestow upon Dr. Crimmin the President's Medallion. True to her commitment to honoring our past, Dr. Crimmin has chosen to wear the President's Medallion first used by Arnold Weller, the 7th President of Becker College. Nancy P. Crimmin, you have been duly selected to serve as President of Becker College. It is my great pleasure as Chair of the Becker College Board of Trustees to install you in that office with all its requisite rights, privileges, and responsibilities. By accepting the President's Medallion, you accept the charge to serve Becker College through the guiding compass of the college's mission and core values, and by leading with excellence, accountability, diligence, dedication, energy, vision, honesty, transparency, and most of all, integrity. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the 11th President of Becker College, Dr. Nancy P. Crimmin.
Good afternoon. Before I begin, it's my distinct pleasure to thank Christine Cassidy, Chair of the Board, and all of the Board of Trustees who are here today's guest speakers, thank you for your presence here today. Your remarks and support of the college is a source of pride for the institution. State and local government officials and members of law enforcement, notably Leicester Police and Worcester Police Departments, presidents and representatives of institutions of higher education in Worcester and the Commonwealth, welcome to our campus. Our Masters of Ceremony, Dr. David Ellis, who failed to stay on script within the first 2 minutes. The entire inauguration committee co-chaired by Amy Dean and Sarah Swillow-Muckian, who handled all the logistics and the planning of this event, and this is not an easy event to plan. Student affairs colleagues from around the country who traveled here, I am most grateful for your presence, your mentorship, your friendship, all the laughs, and over the many years of my career. To all our alumni present, welcome home. To our amazing faculty, I appreciate you every day. And to the people we are all here for, our students, I'm so glad you're here. And finally, to members of my family, thank you for being here today. Your support means the world to me. My mother is here. She is the strongest person I know, and I wouldn't be here without her and the influence that my dad had on my life. Would you like to stand up, come? Stand up. To my sons, Patrick and Jonathan, you are my heart and I love you. And to the best presidential spouse in the whole wide world, Bill Kremen, I would not be able to do this without you. I love you. Thank you all for being here. It truly means a great deal to me. One of the most common questions I've been asked over the past months in planning this inauguration is, why now? Why hold an inauguration a year and a half into my presidency? Honestly, my mother said I had to. It's a true story. However important that reason may be, the reality is this ceremony is not about me, but rather the institution and community of Becker College. This symbolic ceremony marks the passage of time in our history and moves us towards our future and our vision. It serves to showcase the importance of our institution to the community and provide us with an opportunity to gather and join in celebration. Just as commencement marks a rite of passage for our students, an inauguration marks a rite of passage for our institution. My assistant, Patty Kalinowski, who has served 7 Becker presidents, has equated the process of planning an inauguration to that of a wedding. Although she's told me repeatedly over the past few weeks I should have eloped. If we follow that comparison a little bit, your presence here today signifies your pledge of support for the marriage of this president to this institution. 2 of our nieces, Amy and Erin, asked about my coronation. As much as I love the idea of a tiara, and those of you who know me know I would never hesitate to don a sparkly crown, this medal representing the office of the president affirms my profound passion for and commitment to the college I have grown to love and respect, and is a meaningful symbol of the faculty, staff, and students who amaze me every day with their passion, grit, and determination. Our history is truly a tale of 2 colleges, each with its own legacy and stature. Today we stand in the town of Leicester, in the area of the original Leicester Academy, founded in 1784 with a charter signed by American revolutionaries John Hancock and Samuel Adams. In June of 1784, 3 young men, 2 from Sturbridge and 1 from Leicester, arrived as members of the first class of the academy. The youngest of the 3 was 6 years old. All 3 later attended and graduated from Harvard College. In 1887, Becker's Business College was founded on Main Street in Worcester, with 1 student on opening day. By the end of the first week, there were 30. See that, Danielle? That's a recruitment strategy. History tells us that there was a long-standing cooperation and an intense athletic rivalry between the two institutions in Leicester and Worcester. But in 1974, the move towards unification of the schools began in earnest. The purpose was to expand educational offerings and provide broader social and recreational opportunities for their students. As a result of their close collaboration, they formally consolidated in 1977 as the Worcester and Leicester campuses of Becker Junior College. Our tale of two colleges that unified with a sense of purpose in 1977 morphed into the Becker College of today, a small, exceptional college that continues to distinguish itself in today's higher education marketplace. Our value is measured by our strong emphasis on the academic enterprise, elevated standards for admission, which have raised our academic profile, incredible recognition for academic excellence, increased collaboration with industry partners and community-based businesses, a first-class student experience focused on leadership, entrepreneurship, and core values, and our signature initiative, the Agile Mindset, which is infused in our curriculum and prepares our students to be innovative, entrepreneurial change makers in a world that is in constant flux. All of these achievements and many more have led to an 8% rise in retention and a 16% rise in graduation rates since 2012, proving our students are succeeding on campus. As others have mentioned, I came to the campus in 2012 as the Vice President of Student Affairs, and then was fortunate enough to work with both academic and student affairs before my appointment to the office of the President. So the traditional listening tour and get-to-know-you lunches and meetings my presidential colleagues in the room may have done, I completed 4 years before I was appointed to the office of the President. And given that our accreditors were coming 4 months after that, we had a lot of work to do. However, the most critical advantage to being an internal hire for president is that I had time to learn the nuances and realities that shape what we are as an institution and who we are as a community before ever sitting in that chair on the first floor of 61 William Street. So when deciding on a theme for Inauguration Week in my address on this special day, I concentrated on the messages we consistently say to our faculty, staff, and students: authenticity, commitment, and vision. Although I know authenticity, commitment, and vision are not exclusive to Becker College, they create the map which leads this institution into the future. It's critical for leaders to be authentic, open, honest, and transparent, committed to invoking change and strategies that ensure the sustainability of the institution now and in the future, and visionary to be able to surmount current challenges as well as see a plan for the future in uncertainty, or as we say at Becker, to be able to identify and solve unstructured problems before they actually exist. However, before we can chart the course for the future of Becker College, we must understand the critical reality of higher education today. Our reality is that the basic foundation of colleges and universities is being challenged by a pervasive and growing cynicism of the value and future of higher ed, and more specifically in New England, of the viability of small private colleges. Declining populations of the traditional age college student, increasing dependence on steep tuition discounts to get students in the door, and a call for greater transparency and stronger and more deliberate oversight of operations and fiscal management all create a crisis in confidence in higher education which cannot be ignored. Like any crisis, it must be managed well so we can rise above it and succeed. Small colleges provide the environments a particular niche of student is looking for, that feeling of fit that is so hard to describe, which is easily and very important for their social and emotional success. Those small colleges that can utilize their size to their advantage, be agile and innovative, all while exercising sound fiscal management, will not simply survive, they will thrive. That is why the words authenticity, commitment, and vision are so important. Author Brené Brown has said, and I quote, "Authenticity is a collection of choices that we have to make every day. It's about the choice to show up and be real, the choice to be honest, the choice to let our true selves be seen." At Becker, our recruitment is conveying who we are as a community to prospective students and their families. We are fearless when we talk about our business model, when we address discount rates, and when we provide assurances that our focus on maintaining fiscal management and responsibility is in everything that we do. We are deeply committed to ensuring each student's success. That requires a dedicated focus on retention initiatives so we keep the students we have and can sustain overall enrollment even when student recruitment may decline. This includes, and many Becker faculty and staff could probably recite this word for word because I've said it numerous times over the past 3 years, we must continue to grow and develop student services so they attain a high level of excellence. These are areas which metaphorically fit in the middle between academic and student affairs and cross all boundaries of academic and personal success, supporting students in the pursuit of excellence through mental health counseling, career and advising, academic support, and disability services. We are committed to strengthening these areas as well as enhancing our exceptional curricula, including integrating project-based learning across disciplines and launching new cutting-edge programs that will empower students with the ability and the agility to navigate the future of work. We are committed to helping our students master technical and practical skills of their chosen field and study, which is the critical foundation of their experience, but also to ensuring they have the ability to be agile across the continuum, personally, professionally, cognitively, and socially, and that they are adept at change management so they're capable of considering social problems from many perspectives and navigating an increasingly complex global and technological world. And finally, there is vision. When Drew Faust was appointed the 28th and first woman president of Harvard University, she said, and I quote, "I am not the woman president of Harvard, I am the president of Harvard." Much has been made of my appointment as the first woman president at Becker, and yes, it's wonderful that I've entered in a position which, according to the American Council on Education, only 30% of women occupy as college or university presidents. Yes, it is terrific that my students who identify as female can see another glass ceiling shattered. But I share in what Faust said 11 years after her appointment as president, that she did not think she should be considered a special category. In 2017, she said, and I quote, "I want to be as powerful, as effective, as respected, taken as seriously as any man," end quote. My vision for the future of Becker and for the future of education is that there be no boundaries or special categories for our young people, but rather a celebration of the intersectionality of all identities. My wish for all young people is for them to see their sights on their futures and believe deep in their hearts that anything and everything is possible. If I didn't believe that, this first-generation college student who earned a 1.67 GPA in her first semester and changed her major 5 times wouldn't be standing here. You did better than me. That's right. You did. Yes, my husband got a better GPA his first semester in college, okay? I said it. Everybody knows it now. Education has been and always will be the key that unlocks the doors to success, that breaks down barriers, that creates a world of possibilities, that builds self-worth and confidence, that transforms dreams to reality, and that creates a better future for everyone. Today, and in the days, weeks, months, and years to come, my wish for Becker is to continue to be known for a place where you can be your authentic self, an institutional community that makes a commitment to be exceptional, through a supportive and socially conscious environment, and with a profound vision to educate for the future. We share a vision in our communities of Worcester and Leicester to continue to be strong partners and allies, united in a common purpose of filling a pipeline of talented young people. A wonderful article that was recently published talked about the value of college. The writer said, and I quote, "College is a feast. College shapes you. College takes the high school you and molds it into the grown-up you. But the key component is you. Your ideas, your work, your voice. You bring all these things to college. The college helps you figure out what to do with them." End quote. Becker College will continue to be steadfastly dedicated to authenticity, commitment, and vision in all of its people, in the education it delivers, in the support it provides, and in ensuring all of its students take that celebratory walk across the commencement stage and go out into the world to make their lasting mark and be the change. Thank you.
I'd like to welcome to the podium another one of our secret weapons at the college, the Reverend Professor Michael J. Keating, who will deliver the benediction. It is one of those people that doesn't take credit for anything, but if you need help, he's the first one in line to do so. Reverend Keating.
Thank you. We have certainly witnessed today a celebration built upon a foundation of values that define the entire Becker community. We have heard the promise of a determined visionary spirit that will push out beyond these walls and inspire the next generation of innovators who are in our midst. We now ask the oneness of the combined joy amongst this gathered group to instill in all to fulfill a destiny's dreams, and we end the celebration with the words of Maya Angelou. Life is not measured by the number of breaths you take, but by the moments that take your breath away. Go now remembering to make every moment, every breath count. Peace be to all of you. Amen.
Thank you, Reverend Keating.